coming to you live from the land of chlamydia-ridden koalas. It's time for Destiny Down Under.
G'day and welcome to the 89th episode of the Destiny Down Under podcast. I, as always, am Log Power Slave. This week, we're going to be talking about everything that's happened in the news. We're going to be talking a bit about Gambit. We're going to be talking a bit about Law, I think, because Matt's here, as always. We're going to talk about Cayde getting shot or dying or getting hit with a big friggin' thing.
Mace.
And mace? Is it a mace?
Mace
Is that
to
the
the
appropriate
face.
word?
Wait, no. Is it called a morning star when it's a bomby knocker? Did you guys call
It's
a bomby knocker?
Yeah.
A flaming morning star.
A bomby
no,
knocker. I'm pretty
no.
sure it's internally what it's called.
It's a flaming
bomby
bomby knocker. It's the only word I'll accept from now on. We've decided that if there's law around that weapon written, it needs to be reworked immediately. Quick, you've got fucking, 10 days or some shit. Get on it. But before we get to all of that rubbish, dudes, how we doing? Matt, you're in a different location. You're in the witness protection program now. You've had
They've relocated me. No, we're doing some kitchen renovations at the moment, and
Danny is doing
Danny's
kitchen
doing some
renovations.
kitchen
You were
renovations.
at your mum's house getting looked after by your parents.
No. I brought my gear over here because I don't know if you've ever tried to tell tradesmen to be quiet so you can record a podcast about video games, but it doesn't usually go down very well. so I just sort of slowly packed up my gear and came over here for the podcast.
slunk out the back door.
Yeah.
Well done.
Does your mum cut the crust off your peanut butter sandwich?
Did you? No. It does raise an important question.
I was really scared she was going to come in before and say something embarrassing.
Oh, I hope she does. That'd
Matt,
really
do you want me to make you some lunch or something? I'm like, Mum, get out of my fuck.
Matthew.
Don't even bother me while I'm podcasting.
Matthew, did you make your bed? Mum. Did you at least turn up with a load of washing, bud? Did you at least turn up with a load of washing to get done, or not?
Oh, well, it looked like it because I had my tub of, like my microphone and my camera, and I had a laptop just in case I couldn't get things working. So it looks like I'm just showing up, because the neighbours know me, obviously. Like, it looks like I'm showing up with laundry at my mum's place.
Here's that loser son back.
Still looks like a hobo, I see.
Yeah. Get a haircut and get a real job. Oh, Slothy, how the fuck are you doing, man?
I go to university. I'm 28 years old. I go to university.
I'm still a student, technically.
This week hasn't been all that great. Hospital visits and all that sort of good shit. But outside of that, did 2 streams out of the last 6 days, which is less than ideal, but it is what it is. But it's been all right. I kind of took a little short break from Twitch for the most part. A little short break from Twitch. Refreshing, to say the least. Refreshing. But I was able to read up on some of the TWAB this week. I still didn't read the patch notes prior to the stream.
Are you serious? You actually read the part of the TWAB?
A little bit.
What did they do to you in that hospital? Who have you become?
I was fucking bored. No,
Yeah,
they jabbed
fair
me
enough.
with needles and all that sort of thing. And I despise hospitals.
Yeah.
But outside of that, we got some things to cover. So we might as well cover the things with the things, yes?
Yeah, let's do the things. Let's do the things.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the TWAB this week, and what was made available is the last stand of the Gunslinger, which I watched 5 minutes ago.
Because we told him to.
Because
Because they
we
told
totally
me
said
We're gonna
Sloth.
fucking talk
They
about
made
it.
me.
For the
They
love of
made
God.
me.
Watch it.
No, we kind
no,
of
but
we
so-
kind of screened it for Sloth, and like he wants to go in as blind as possible, but that is really huge promotional material, and I guess a lot of what Forsaken is built on is built around that. So I don't think there's anything in it that we didn't already know. Like,
Nah, there's nothing in it we didn't already know. But it is often like, I think Bungie or Activision in regards to marketing probably pushes the boundary of spoilers in promotional material. Really,
yeah.
I think they walk that line very closely. And I guess if you are really wanting to go in blind, we're going to talk about the cutscene, and you probably want to get out of here real quick.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, spoiler warning for the dudes watching on YouTube. So, spoiler warning to our audience across all of our platforms. We are going to talk about the cutscene. It's kind of, there is a little bit of a spoiler type situation, but not really. The way I look at it, it was like, yeah.
I would only say it's like not really. I don't think it's a spoiler. I think it's if you want to experience, like, cutscenes are obviously in between gameplay, and that's part of the storytelling. Like, if you want to have that experience for the first time when you sit down and you snuggle in with your bag of Doritos and Mountain Dew, like, maybe you want to watch that, like, in between.
If they're eating Doritos and Mountain Dew, if they
probably had their mum's place like me too.
No, but all right. So, firstly and foremostly, so the departure of Nathan Fillion from the voice acting from the VO crew. As sad as it is, Nolan North did my God.
Wait, that was Nolan North the whole time.
That was Nolan North, yeah. So that was Nolan North. And the difference, unless you've been watching and following Nathan Fillion's content for years and you've got an ear for it,
I didn't think you would even notice it then. I didn't notice.
Yeah, you can't. The mannerisms are exactly the same. The voice pitch and and all that sort of thing is really, really good. I think it's. I think he did a really, really good job. So props to Nolan North on that. It just goes to show Nathan Fillion and Nolan North had a babble. Props to Nolan North on that, but it just goes to show on how much of a professional, a consummate professional, and
mate.
how good he is, how incredibly awesome he is at VO. So
he's
really
referred
good.
to now in sort of the same sphere as Frank Welker, who, if you've never heard of him, he does Megatron's voice in the cartoons, which you're like, okay, Megatron, fair enough.
Yeah.
But he also does fucking Curious George. And I don't mean he's a character in Curious George. He makes the fucking monkey sounds for Curious George. He's referred to pretty much universally as a voice god. He can do anything. And I think this this goes
Optimus
forward.
Prime is, or on the same note, Optimus Prime is also Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh.
Yes.
I didn't fucking know that until
Peter Cullen,
recently, and it blew my mind.
It's good because you can like cross the fucking the voiceover, and Optimus Prime becomes a real fucking mope. But what I was going to say is that Nolan North, I think, is definitely in that realm. I mean, he is world class. The amount of shit that he voices this is what he does. So I forgot that that Nathan Fillion didn't voice a character until about half an hour after it, and then went back and watched it again to go, I wonder if there's what I can pick up on, given that he voices the ghost. Like, he's a major character, but props to the dude, man. I wouldn't have even fucking known. I honestly think that 99% of the community wouldn't have even noticed if that interview with Fillion hadn't happened. No one would have even known.
Yeah, imagine if I just didn't talk about it. No one would have noticed. No way.
Yep.
So talking about it, we see Cayde in the Prison of Elders. Actually, firstly, we see Cayde revived by his ghost when he's under some rubble, which is really cool because have we seen, apart from the very first cutscene in Destiny, but I don't think we've really seen like a third person perspective of like a ghost doing a revival. I'm trying to think.
I don't think so.
Anyway, like he's underneath.
Sloth's gone. Why is Sloth
I
gone?
don't know if you've been checking chat, but Sloth's power's gone off. Log.
Okay.
That's why he looked dead. In his webcam, he wasn't actually not moving. Like, it wasn't that he just wasn't.
All right,
You're just gonna have to carry
a gigantic face now.
Yeah, now it's really awkward.
Yeah, it's fine. Just I'll fix it. Holy fucking shit. Anyway.
Oh, you got a really zoomed me and just in my face.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and just fucking. I don't even know how to fix this. Matt, just talk. It's fine. I'll work on it.
You want an emote? A new Destiny gift?
That's basically it. Anyway, go.
So, Cayde's ghost revives him, obviously, underneath some rubble. Cayde comes out, starts fighting the Scorn, which is a really cool cutscene. And I've also seen a really funny way that they... basically, there's one point where he pulls out the golden gun. Actually, I don't think he pulls out the golden gun. I think he inflames Ace of Spades.
I literally have no idea how to fix this. Oh, fucking hell.
Mate, just go to logos. Do you want to go to logos instead?
Yeah,
until we get Sloth back
We'll do that. We'll go to logos. Thank you, Matt, for your consummate professionalism.
No problem.
Yeah, right.
I'll keep the ship. I'll keep the ship on path.
We could be getting nude in here, and no one would know now.
Until it comes back. Until the cameras come back.
Yeah, right. Good.
Cayde pulls out golden gun. I might have to watch this again because I'm not too sure if it was Ace of Spades goes flaming or if he pulls out actually a golden gun. I think Ace of Spades goes flaming. I know this doesn't seem like an important point, but like in the golden gun lore, it's always been, I don't know, I guess speculated that, last word is the golden gun that you pull from like nothingness, versus like inflaming your weapon and like shooting solar bullets, whatever. Anyway, they show that.
It's an important distinction because like there's hunters going around that don't even carry a hand cannon. Where does it come from? It's not the golden fucking pulse rifle. It's a hand cannon.
Yeah, true. Well, look, in the like D1 lore, like when you talk to Cayde, there's actually like two separate sort of in-game dialogue text that one that says, you basically pull it from nothing, and the other one that's like you channel the flame into your weapon and you shoot like engulfed bullets, basically. So there's sort of both theories there anyway. But the funny thing is like Cayde sort of comes out of his super with like a crash tackle. Like from a Scorn, right? And just body tackles him, and he just like falls out of his super. And I don't know if you've seen it, Log, but people have like replaced it with the boot cannon. They just which is just perfect, absolute mint. And eventually leads to him using the new super, which is throwing the flaming knives, which looks really cool. And then finally he gets, after, winning a headbutt tournament with his like horn, basically impaling a Scorn with a headbutt with his horn. Eventually he needs a bit of help from his ghost. His ghost comes out and gets taken out by, I can't remember the name of that Baron, the sniper one, right? Shoots his ghost.
I can't think of what its name is.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the sniper Baron. And then basically that emits this massive amount of light, a big sort of light, and sort of engulfs the whole area, and he gets knocked back by the Bomby Knocker. And I assume that will go into like one of the Aldrin cutscenes after that, or sometime in the campaign. So pretty cool. I really enjoyed the cutscene. I know some people didn't like it. I had some other people like message me and be like, "Oh, why did he take his ghost out? Oh, I missed the most important thing." He says, "I'm coming home, Ace," and then looks at Ace of Spades.
Yeah.
So from a lore point of view, he's been writing in his diary. Cayde woke up when he was revived. He had a note in his pocket. It was addressed to Ace. Cayde assumed that was his family, had been continuing to write to Ace because it makes him feel better. He has the Ace of Spades, a nice, really link. That was a nice little like nod that Ace of Spades might be named after this family member. And, he carries Ace of Spades around with him, etc., etc. And also, like, I like the link between that and like gambling, you know. So you've got all these like nice little elements that like mesh together for Cayde remembering his family members or his son Ace. Which, by the way, I don't even know if it is if it is a son, because I think in the journal entries it's just Ace. It's not actually him, her, or anything like that. So it could be.
I mean, it's an important distinction to make. I mean, like, obviously there's the whole Clovis Bray being the unethical shit sack company that we know they are, and then the implication of the, what is it? Is it DRM or ERM or whatever it is? The basically rejection of the exo body, and they gave them these sort of tidbits of information to hold on to hopefully allow them to be, you know, give them something to fight for, or, you know, want to exist for. So I don't know.
I really like the theory that you have an exo that was planted. You know, they basically, Clovis Bray wrote a diary note and planted it on Cayde. Cayde wakes up, thinks that's his family, and thinks that that's what he's fighting for, and like gives him all that humanisms to get back to, and you know that's where his motivation and internal drive comes from. And it's also like a technique to ground a human brain in an exo body, as you say, like to prevent DRE. I can't remember the acronym for it. So that would be like a really cool twist. You know, like, wouldn't it be funny if the most loved character in Destiny was really just like a drunk, reckless gambler who'd never had a family and was an awful bounty hunter? Like, imagine that. Imagine if that was Cayde's true backstory. He's just a fucking goofball, no hope. Like, and like he's been put on such a pedestal. Anyway, so I'm coming home, Ace. I'm coming home, Ace. A really nice sort of nod to the journal entries in.
It's good. It's good. It's
cool.
Cool.
Hey, I was like, do you? Never. Okay. Anything else we got from it? So it destroys the ghost. People that don't know, there's lots of lore around like destruction, like how you permanently kill a guardian, and there's lots of different ways. Well, not different ways to that. Like basically to permanently kill a guardian, to physically destroy the ghost, which we've seen before. We've seen in Fellwinter and Citan. Fellwinter basically shotgunned. Did he shotgun? Yeah, Fellwinter shotgunned Citan's, the Warlord Citan's ghost, physically destroying it, and then killed him. All right, no more revives. You're out. You're permadeath. So this sort of sets up the next scene. But it's a bit weird because in the scene before, like the original scene, we saw Aldrin shoot the ghost, right? And in this scene, we're seeing a Baron shoot the ghost.
It's I never saw it that way. I always saw it that.
What did you see?
That if I'm pretty sure if you look, there's like a pointer on the ghost or something. There was some that fucking gave it away.
Do you reckon it was just cut together to make it look like
it was
Aldrin,
always sniped? I have no idea how. Well, I mean, think about it this way. That was my perception of what was going to happen before it happened in the trailer that I hadn't seen yet. So either I'm a fucking X-Man with ability to see the future, or something. I don't know.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense then, because it was a little bit of movie magic, just cutting those together to be.
Yeah, I mean, it did look as though it was Aldrin shooting it, but I mean, I think maybe that's just been that whole scene hinges on the fact that, like, the ghost didn't see it coming and neither did Cayde. So if Aldrin's standing there with a hand cannon fucking pointed at it, it's gonna piss off or do what it does, you know, like, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is the thing. Like, so I saw some people like sort of mention me like, "Oh, it's so annoying. Like, why did his ghost come out when obviously all the Barons were around?" And I guess like my response to that is like, he was super beat up and needed essentially to be healed by his ghost using the light. And technically, we haven't really like seen that process. We know that like when you need to be revived, the ghost comes out of you, like in PvP, and revives you. Like that's generally the process. And we have seen like other lore tabs where the ghost like hides inside the body as a protective mechanism. So that's like where your ghost goes and basically like hides inside the Guardian, right? Yeah. So they don't get damaged. And at that point, Cayde's all beat up. He needs to go round 2 with the Barons. Ghost comes out, goes to heal him, takes a sniper shot, goes down. Bad times ensue.
Yeah, sadness abounds for everyone.
Sadness. Yeah. So I guess that's sort of like my sort of explanation to like, why did his ghost come out of his body? Like, why didn't it just stay in a safe spot? But I think that's like always the decision of the ghost to decide when's the right time to revive. And I haven't really explored that in the past in gameplay mechanics or otherwise. So this is sort of a cool like acknowledgement that it's not all like we always just think ghosts are safe, right? Because we never destroy them. But like they're not always safe. Like this is a nice sort of acknowledgement to like the vulnerability. Like when a ghost comes out, they like need to dart out to like revive you and then get back. And that's what like
the revive mechanic is. Like when you think about the revive mechanic, maybe it's not that we're actually reviving the Guardian that we're over. Maybe it's that we're covering that Guardian's ghost for them to be reviving him.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll just make shit up on the spot. That's fine. I can do that.
I can destroy all the foundational law. Retcon it. Why not, Log?
Yeah, go for it.
But like another example is like Razilla, right? So he like specifically tells his ghost to like wait behind while he does a risky maneuver and goes intentionally dies. And then the ghost darts through the Fallen without being seen to revive him so he can use his super. So like that's another example of like ghosts can be mechanically destroyed easily and they have to sort of think about when they're going to revive a Guardian. So I actually liked that. I thought that was good. I thought that was realistic for what we've seen in previous Grimoire cards.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm all about it. The one thing that I will say that I took out of that, which is just me being a smartass, is that Cayde's whole persona hinges on him having a hood on and being the exo like underneath the hood. Because the second the hood gets like when his hood's knocked off and after the ghost is exploded, he just looks like the most default fucking hunter ever. He looks like every asshole you bump into in the tower. He looks like my hunter and Chook's hunter and probably your hunter too.
Do you reckon there'll be like a Cayde cloak?
Yeah, I do. I'll be surprised if I'll be surprised if there's not some kind of item.
Memorabilia.
I mean, and I'm fine for that to just
how
be
do
for
you
hunters.
give that to... Yeah, but can you do that? Can you just give it to one freaking class? I don't know, man.
If Zavala died, would you want...
No one cares.
Yeah,
No one would
I
care.
realised how bad of an argument that was after I threw it out there.
It's like if the speaker died. Oh wait. Oh, don't worry about it.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
So, I think like a tattered Cayde cloak would be pretty cool. I doubt. I think it should be part of the quest line in some way. I think it should be part of a campaign quest line or exotic quest line. That would be fun to like recover his cloak as a memorabilia.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. Like when you see the stills of the Guardian carrying him off at the end, you're still wearing it, so I assume it comes back with him. But I think that in the place of what you're talking about there is definitely the Ace of Spades is going to be that you will get that, I imagine, through the course of completing Forsaken, and you will take it from fucking Uldren's head. That'll be how you get it.
The other thing that dropped was the coupon, right? Cayde 6.
Yeah, I've got coupon. Mine. Expired coupon. I don't know. I mean, I think everyone was
it was just a LOL tab, right?
Yeah, pretty much. That's it.
Yeah. But actually, I think I read it when it first was like data mined. I can't remember exactly what it said, but didn't it say like Cayde 6, not 7 at the very end of it?
Yeah. Yeah, it did. Yeah, so what does that mean and where does it go from there? I think it might be more of a play on anything than...
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a bungo troll.
Yeah, I mean...
I think it's an acknowledgement of the Cayde 7 stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. But a nice little touch. But I think a lot of it was sort of the community is really confused about it because it did seem like just a weird thing to just give someone a coupon that's not associated with anything or does anything or is anything other than a little keepsake that you didn't really have to do anything to achieve anyway. So I like it.
I think the best comments I saw was like, the thing I learned about the Cayde 6 coupon was expectation management. Like it was built up to this immense proportion. And then I'm pretty sure DMG just sort of confirmed like there's nothing else to do with it. It's a coupon with a little tab.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
That's what I've seen.
Right.
All right. Do you want to say anything else about the trailer?
There was. I'm trying to think of what else there was that nothing. I'm not going to say.
It was a golden gun. It was a new super. It was a ghost dying. It was some revival. It was coming home ace. Oh, look, the Barons, dude. How fucking cool do the Barons look?
They do look very mean, and they have looked very mean since day dot. And I think that they're very distinct too. Like, even though we've not played a minute of Forsaken yet, and I've watched a few character profiles, I can, you're looking through that and you're going, oh, that's that guy. That's the, like, and you kind of know who they are just from a trailer. Like, I like that. I think it's a real good step in the right direction for having like these really strong characterized characters. What an idiot! But you know what I mean? Like the real strong sort of identifiable characters. That
villains.
Yeah. I think it's great.
And I saw an interview with Steve Cotton. Someone asked more about the lore, and like each of their backstories is going to be quite comprehensive from like a lore book's perspective. Like there'll be in your like it's not called a records book. I don't know what to call it yet. Is it called a records book? What's your
I'm not sure.
Like
what is the official name for
in game? The old whatever the records book is now going to be called. It used to be called the records book in Age of Triumph, right?
Yep.
So whatever that's going to be in game, the lore in there, they've said there's going to be short stories and long stories and like book length stories or something similar to that effect. So on each villain as well, on each Baron. So you'll be able to learn all about it. And it's going to be a very similar way of collecting Grimoire cards from what they've said. So you defeat enemies to unlock entries. You can collect things like, I think they said collect items similar to what you did with Dead Ghosts. So I don't know if you collect Dead Ghosts as such, but you collect things that will unlock those entries.
I really like that idea. I like, as much as in hindsight, going and finding all the dead ghosts on the Dreadnought was like kind of a pain in the ass. But once that sort of way to progress and way to unlock things is gone, you kind of miss it. Like it's we've said it before with things that have been sort of removed from the game that we thought was shit that really kind of added depth that we weren't anticipating. But anyway, look, we've talked about the fucking trailer forever. We best move on or we're going to be here for 6 months.
Well, look, I think I did a great time of like stalling as long as possible to see if we could get Sloth back in with his power. But obviously it's not not going to happen.
I think so. I think that we're going to have to press on without our
press on?
Queenslander.
Okay. Let's press on.
The other big bit of news that came out of Gamescom was that there is going to be a free trial of Gambit for 24 hours on September the 1st. So 5 days before we go live with Forsaken. So starting at 10 a.m. Pacific, I assume. It doesn't say on the thing, but Pacific is the Bungie time. So
it'll be Pacific.
How awesome is this? I am busting at the bit to get into that. It is the part of this game that I foresee being a really big thing for me, and that's sort of that like people who don't want to be doing strikes all the time, but also aren't the sweat lords of the Crucible. This is kind of where this is the middle ground where you're going to fit. I'm stoked.
Yeah,
and I can't wait.
We said it last time, and I am keen being to find a home somewhere that's not a raid and not a strike list and not PvP. Like and if the rewards are like really unique and the gear looks dope and they're functional, like I'm very excited about Gambit, and I can see myself spending a lot of time in there. So it'd be cool to do the trial. I've played it already. It's going to be great to see the reaction from the community. I think it's going to be a big reaction.
I think so.
Big positive reaction.
I mean, I'm just anticipating it and stoked because I know that you've played it and I feed off that. So I might pick your brain a little bit and it's, I don't know. I just think that like this is a really positive move in kind of like, because there's still that debate goes on about the value of, you know, the content and all that sort of stuff, where if they can actually put out part of the game and say, well, this is what you can be playing if you want to jump into Forsaken. I think it's a really good option for people who are kind of on the fence. The other part of that whole story is that sort of about the patch and the patches going forward, because we're going to see a bit of upheaval going on. You know, we've got the 28th, we kick over into the new weapon system and there's a whole lot of things change. We'll get to that in a minute. The actual day one patch for Forsaken is on September 4. And you'll need to download it. There's a maintenance window that'll begin at 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, which is a pretty good time, I think, for everyone except the UK, which is it's kind of their daytime. And it'll be basically a half hour downtime. I think Forsaken will launch. Dude, this is the other big bit of news. You know what? I appreciate Sloth. He really does a good job of this shit. It's fucking way harder than it looks.
we give him so much shit for not reading anything before he comes in here. But he comes in after, you know, he is literally a sloth. He sleeps during Australian daytime and is awake during the nighttime, comes in, hasn't had any sleep, and just punches out the run sheet. So, you know, we miss you, Sloth. Please, we're sorry. Come back.
Home. Come home.
We're sorry.
The other huge bit of news that came out of this is that the raid will go live on the 14th of September at like 2 a.m. for fucking Aussies. 15th for us Aussies. Obviously, they're going to be watching for World's First, but that's a fair bit of time. That's the better part of 10 days.
It's a week and a half. Yeah, 10 days.
And there's a lot of people like, I'm going to be over-leveled for it. And there's kind of this sense from everyone at Bungie who's had anything to do with it. Yeah, I've seen a bit of it.
Well, people were saying that.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's too long and things like that. But Bungie kind of going, haha. And, you know, like Blackburn, I'm pretty sure there was a tweet from Joe Blackburn that was like, okay, then, we'll see. So I like seeing shit like that.
Look,
like that to me is
think
confidence
it's a good
on their
thing.
part.
Like, if you think the thing that gets you through the raids at this point of time in Destiny is your level, that's just craziness. All right, so what? Everyone's maxed up. Can you get through Spire of Stars? Fuck no. You can't. Not unless you know the mechanics. Like, I can't see it being it's not a simple issue of, oh, I'm going to be so overpowered that I can just smack, you know, the world first is going to be 20 minutes into the next raid. Like, I have a lot more faith in the raid team now than ever. If anyone's sort of performed since Destiny 1, it's that's fucking raid team, man.
It's a very fair statement to make.
And, you know, I honestly, for the average player, like 10 days, you're not going to be, I doubt you're not going to be at max level, right? At all. Anywhere close to it.
I mean, the other thing is, as Ed says in the chat, is that it kind of gives the notion that there's going to be a fucking hell of a grind going on. Like, if they're going to say that and then be like, okay, we'll see. Like, then you kind of have to go, well, you know, there's probably a fair chance that there's going to be a serious grind associated with it, which I think a lot of people are also looking forward to, me included. But
yeah, same.
Did they did say what the name of the raid was too, didn't they? Luke Smith tweeted that out.
Yes,
I know what it is.
I wanted to say last. What is it?
Last Wish.
Last Wish. I always said Last Chance. Last Wish. Yeah.
So let's not fucking touch it.
Let's fucking let's back off from that steaming
pile of potential spoilers. And yeah. All right. Anyway.
Last Wish. Interesting. Yes. Okay. Yeah, man, I think that's good. Hey, so are we gonna give it a crack? Can we give it a crack? Can we
You
give
know,
this?
like every time there is a world
I
first.
miss fucking doing it. No, I don't even care about world's first because it's not going to happen. But
Yeah.
what I care about is playing the raid with nobody knowing anything.
Yep. Yep.
Because
on the night it comes out.
I did it throughout Destiny 1. I had the clan and like we all agree, we all stayed up and you make a night of it, and by the end of it, everyone fucking hates each other and they want to go to bed and people got to go to work and whatever. But I miss that experience. It is one of the few experiences in Destiny that are like so time gated. Like if you don't do it on the night of release, like you don't get that experience. So I want to do it.
It's a very fair point.
You want to do it?
Yeah,
So you want to do it?
I think we need to pull a team together. Yeah.
Let's pull a team together, man.
Slothy will be there. He'll be there. He'll be there. I'm going to speak for him.
It is good fun. You know,
I mean, we probably, we might have to cancel the podcast for the week after that because we'll probably all hate each other still. But we'll bring it back down a level and try and fix it for the week after that.
Yeah, I definitely encourage people who might be new to Destiny or people who maybe have been around for a while but have never done that or never been interested in that. Like if you do have a clan now and you do have like a team and you've done like 1 or 2 raids, I highly recommend that you give it a shot, not to try to be the first, but to actually experience a raid where you have to solve it. Because that is a fucking unique experience. Like you're looking at the chat feed, you're trying to work out what's killing you. You're looking at the death screen, you're looking at to see what the objective is, and you're doing all that at the same time. And it's a really fun experience. So, if you've never done that before and you're sort of feeling comfortable with your clan now or feeling comfortable with a group of friends, like Forsaken's the time to do it, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all a fresh slate come Forsaken too. We're all going to be basically at the same level again and all leveling up at the same time. So, look, even if you've maybe get in for a week and get your chops up a bit on the current raids, but do a bit of preparation there. But really, like, I'm with you, man. I'm actually like, I wasn't even thinking about it because I'm like, I can't get worlds first because I suck. I'm not going to worry about it. But now I'm like, no, you know what? There is a fucking fair point to that. In that, like I've known things about every raid except Vault before I went in there. And like that is without even trying. So like you're going to pick things up by fucking osmosis being in the Destiny community. It'll seep into your brain somehow, but it is what it is.
Yeah, well you don't realize that, when you get 6 people together, it's like being in high school again. It's just Chinese whispers, man. Like news spreads quick. And then like people will know mechanics like within hours. So it's sort of like if you don't do it at that time of it going live, you can miss out on that experience.
The thing that does scare me is that like when you think about how punishing dogs was when it like in Leviathan and people were like on it for 8 hours and then fucking like fuck this, rage quit, all that sort of stuff. Do you remember Gorgons? Bad.
Do you remember fucking Gorgons in Vault of Glass?
True.
Do you remember how big that space felt?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I was stuck on Gorgons for like 5 hours. And we gave up.
I'm pretty sure
that's Gorgons.
We gave up. I don't even think we beat the fucking Templar in our first crack. We got fucking owned so hard. I didn't realize how hard Destiny was until that point, right? Like, because none of the story really gives you an indication of at its peak, this is what Destiny will throw at you. And like being fucking, I don't even know what level I was. I was pretty low because I got shit all drops and just got fucking stomped. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. How do they expect people to fucking finish this shit? And then like...
see, look, just talking about it, I'm getting fucking pumped. I don't think I've done it since... I definitely didn't do it in King's Fall. Look, it's been a long time since I've done it myself, so I'm sort of keen to like set some time aside and give that a shot. And if you can't get on the release, the other thing is you all make a pact not to watch anything. And, you do it at like a reasonable time. But that can be, a bit hard. All right. Shall we move on? Mod Squad.
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Sorry, I just got a message. I'm home alone for the weekend, and Rach has been traveling to Sydney. And I just got a message, and she's like, "We're here safe," and I'm like, "What? They're here?" I'm like, "What's going on?" I'm just totally confused. Anyway, I'm a dumbass. Let's move on. Mod Squad. Hamrick slid into the TWAB this week and dropped a whole heap of information about the way mods are going to work, the way the current mods are going to die, the way all of that works. So we'll dive right into it now, and we'll go through kind of like a bullet point summary of what that was all about. Yeah. So all exotic armor drops, regardless of year, have a chance to come equipped with a mod. Have a chance to come equipped with a mod, which is different from now. What does that mean,
Basil? What does it mean?
Well, I mean, for mine.
What does it mean, Basil?
Stop taking...
All exotic armor drops.
The most surprising thing for me is that it means that you're going to be able to put mods into your exotics, because currently they all fucking come with them. It's irrelevant. So does that mean that you're actually going to be able to, like you get your Crimson from year one and you're going to be able to put a mod in it that makes it behave differently?
No, I imagine it's on top of all that. I would call them intrinsic mods. On top of the
intrinsic perks,
exotic mods, on top of its intrinsic perks, which make it exotic, you could add more to it. Make it a super exotic or a super Saiyan, maybe.
Yeah, full auto Crimson. Saiyan, that's what.
That's what I'm saying. What the fuck? I don't know.
I think the other part of it is that it says you have a chance to. It has a chance to come equipped with a mod. So fucking good luck. You'll never see it.
Just like you have a chance to get a catalyst.
Yeah.
So wait, hold on a second. So wait, exotic. Armor. I was like, wait, hold on. I was like, weapons already have catalysts, which basically add mods to them, right?
Oh, dude, I'm dumb. I didn't even read the armor part. I was just like exotics. But by the same token, if you have a chance to further modify like fucking Dune marches and you can increase the mobility again, why not be the Flash? Go for it. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, so non-raid Year 2 legendary weapons and other armor drops have a small chance to come equipped with a mod. Fair enough. You are free to keep the weapon.
So what did you say before? When did you say chance, like you never get it?
Yeah.
Small chance.
I assume that,
nobody
these
will
aren't
see
exotics,
it.
though. These aren't exotics. These are just normal legendaries, so maybe 1 in 100 that you'll get might have one. So,
a small chance. You're concerned when Bungie says, like, catalysts are working as intended, and they put like specifically like a small chance to get a mod. Like, remember like chances before like 0.001% or something.
No, I think it'll be bigger than that. I think it'll have to be bigger than that. But anyway, time will tell. It's too important a part. It's too important a part of the game going forward for there not to be frequent kind of options pop up.
Yeah.
So you are free to keep the weapon should that particular weapon and mod combo suit your needs. Or you may choose to dismantle a weapon and break out the mod for use elsewhere. So basically, you're going to be pulling apart weapons to get mods if you don't want to keep them as they arrive. You may pull mods out of gear for use in other gear by dismantling the original item they dropped in. Fair enough. Alternatively, should you want the item but not the mod, you can choose to basically replace it in the slot. Pretty straight up and down.
Pretty sure they've said previously that it just overwrites it. Yeah. So you either dismantle it and get the mod out, or you override it with a new mod. Yeah,
I think that's fine in that it sort of gives you a drive. Like you're not keeping the same fucking 10 mods that you started the game with and just shifting them around for the next 5 years. There needs to be a consumable aspect to it. Weapon and armor purchased from vendors do not come with mods. So no matter what you get from who, there is no mod. I think that's fair.
So, but you could still put one on it, right?
Yeah.
It just doesn't come with it. But like, doesn't come with one. But so what will happen is like people will be like, "Hey, this vendor weapon has really good perks on it, which are gonna combo really good with this mod. You should pick it up, and if you've got this mod, you should put it on there." Basically,
absolutely. I think it's going to lend itself to that sort of it's not really theory crafting, but kind of like there will be people that will be really into this, and I'm looking forward to watching a few YouTube videos on it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to not doing all the hard work myself. I feel like I do enough for the law.
This has got Mercules written all over it.
I feel like I'll just follow someone and take advice. Yeah. I'll trade law stories for fucking for PvP builds. Oh yeah, I'll read you a Grimoire card if you tell me what build I should use.
An ASMR Grimoire card? Never mind, let's move on. If you have mod components and glimmer necessary to feed your habit, this is a direct quote too. I'm not talking about anything sus here. You may choose to go straight to Banshee 44, the gunsmith, and have the 2 mod packages available for purchase. There's a direct buy year 2 armor mod, which is rotated daily, and a direct buy year 2 weapon mod, updated daily also. You may acquire mod components for trading with Banshee by dismantling other loose mods. So it's kind of similar to the way it is now, where you can get the mod components out of mods that you choose to dismantle. So again, another sync. Yeah. But cool. I think it's cool.
That sounds very similar to the way it is now. You trade a mod component for a mod.
I think that was probably the part of that system that was kind of all right. Like, it's a bit punishing in that if you want to farm for that sort of shit, you really need to like spend all of your money buying mods and then dismantle them all and then roll, and there's a huge glimmer sink.
Let's be honest, if it didn't have that, what would you ever spend glimmer on? Apart from applying mods.
I mean,
and maybe shaders.
Until they're going to put strippers in the tower, nothing. So, but
the thing is, you can't really throw glimmer at people. It hurts.
Is it? What is it like? How do you know?
It's like little squares.
It could be soft.
Oh, I guess so.
All right. So armor mods, specifically armor. What the fuck?
I imagine it's like Lego, Matt. You don't want I imagine that's the Guardian Lego. You don't want to fucking step on a Lego block, or you don't want to step on a glimmer block. Otherwise, it's the most like indestructible thing on earth.
Isn't like at Mega Blocks or whatever the fuck it is with Destiny though? Let's keep.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, right. Anyway, sorry Bungie for the copyright infringement. Talking about Lego armor. Year 2 armor mods always drop 1 mod component when dismantled. So, okay, there goes that little concern that we had, that, you'd be grinding away forever trying to get mod components. Year 1 legendary mods always drop one mod component when dismantled. Also, Year 1 rare mods have a small chance of dropping 1 mod component when dismantled. So the reality is you're probably going to get a few of these mod components as you rip through your current cache of mods, if you keep them until Forsaken goes live. With weapons, Year 2 weapon mods always drop 1 mod component, and legendary shards when dismantled. Legendary shards, fancy that. Year 1 legendary weapon mods always drop 1 mod component, and gunsmith mats. I don't have enough of them. I'm only at like 2,000. And Year 1 rare weapons have a small chance to do the same as basically what the armor ones did.
Yeah.
So, as of launch of Forsaken on September 4, Year 1 armor mods in your inventory will cease to work, but can be dismantled and traded for materials. So you'll be tearing them all apart, which is good because I don't like them anyway. Year 1 armor mods currently slotted into your Year 1 gear will cease to work but remain slotted. So you're going to have to go in and replace them manually, which is cool because you'll probably pick up cool new shit that you can replace them with and be excited about that.
So they'll be on the gun and you go in and dismantle them on your weapon, basically, if they're already slotted in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So you just go in, replace them. I like the word that they've used in the description of what happens to your old mods. This mod has been deprecated. Deprecated.
Deprecated? That's a bit...
I mean, it could be defecated. It's just been turned into shit. Anyway, let's try and stay on track. I know that Sloth somewhere is like doing his fucking head in, like if he's watching this going, these idiots are hopeless. But it's true, we are. So the patch notes sneak peek, they've listed out a few things that, hunters may or may not be happy about, but the rest of us seem to be pretty chuffed. We'll start with the hunters. Marksman dodge is now considered a reload. It can interact with kill clip, rat king, etc. So that's a plus, right? Or does that mean that
Did you say deprecated or depreciated?
Deprecated.
Deprecated. Is it deprecated?
Yeah, deprecated.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the reload. So I'm just reading chat. The reloads. I mean, I don't really play a lot of Hunter, and I've only just started to do that. So with like the Rat King, because that gives you invisibility on reload, right?
Yes.
So
then doing marksman dodge will make you invisible.
Yeah. Yeah. And you could not be on a Night Stalker, essentially.
Yeah, that's that was what I was worried about. All right, so Celestial Nighthawk will grant 33% of your super energy back if a target is killed by the golden gunshot. I think that's cool because it'll make it more of a finishing move than a let's just see how many times I can get to it through the course of trying to defeat this enemy, right? It's not so much a boss thing. It's kind of like a major enemy thing now.
Yeah, but like if you're not using it for boss DPS, are you ever gonna like use it for that? Look, I don't know because I don't play enough Hunter to sort of know the scenarios of you using Nighthawk, but I imagine it's more, it's a boss DPS weapon essentially. Yeah. But I guess it's nice. Like maybe it will encourage you to use it on mages leading up to the boss DPS stage. So you don't feel like you're just holding onto your super until DPS. 30% is a good whack.
It's a third.
Like
exactly.
Quick math.
Quick math. Checks out.
Oh, straight up quick math. So yeah.
Good on you. And now the one that caused the fucking absolute meltdown of Twitter over the last few days, which has been kind of delightful to watch because it doesn't impact on me in any way. But Worm Husk Crown will no longer start regeneration of health and shields. Instead, will grant a larger health and shield bump at the beginning of dodge instead of the end. So that's a nerf.
Okay. So people will be. Wait, I don't get how it's a nerf though. Because so people saying it doesn't do the health regen now, but you still get your health back, but you don't get health regen. So you're just going to get like a lump sum payment of health.
Yeah, rather than basically be paid in health rather than have interest returning from your health to your health.
Rather than
going forward,
it just regenning the whole time. But it also starts at the beginning of the dodge, right? So isn't that favorable? I don't care when the meltdown's coming.
Yeah, you're going to be hardest to hit in your dodge, right?
I've definitely died during dodge with Worm Husk.
Okay.
Like,
well, maybe it'll stop dodge. I don't know. I like to think that all hunters are just whinging anyway, so I'm completely content to stand here and say that this is fine and nothing's wrong with it and move on.
Well, what your response should be is what Sloth just shared with us before on Twitter, which was like, Same 14, a Titan, died on a mountain of Vex and was, remembered for eternity in a simulation. Cayde dies to the Barons to Standard Fallen and whinges about it.
Cayde dies to Standard Fallen and Barons that are into bondage in a prison. Yeah, that's a bit dour. Anyway, I'll make up for all Cayde bashing at the end of the episode, I promise. I've got a little surprise for everyone.
Okay, well, so Ed says you won't be able to run 0 recovery.
Yeah, okay, so there's no maximum fucking speed, maximum thing a hunter's going to be right. Yeah, look, okay, so it's not going to kick off health regen. I understand that, people are going to need to change up the way they think, but...
Okay, I get that now. I didn't know enough about how people were building to run Worm Husk. So now it's just going to be a one lump sum. See, like I've never really paid. Like I said, I'm really to trade for lore. Like in regards to PvP, like that's not something that I dive into that much. So I guess that will change how people are running their stats on it. Okay.
All right, moving on to the Warlocks. Increased healing rift effectiveness. So more healing from the rift. Seems legit.
Yeah, they mentioned this in the combat stream. They're like, we've shortened the time to kill, so basically everything else needs to change.
Everything needs to be bumped up. The empowering rift now increases precision damage. Previously, bonus damage was capped at the weapon's precision damage in PvP.
Do you reckon we're just going to see people fucking grouped up, standing in empowering rifts?
Yeah, basically.
One-shotting.
I think that'll... it'll become a strategy. It'll become everyone pile up on the thing, and there'll be everyone dropping every buff that they've got and keeping everyone together.
Nothing's going to be a one-shot, though, will it?
I don't think so.
With an empowering rift. You're not going to have, like, one-shot hand cannons. Just fucking doming people from across the map.
I don't think so.
I doubt that would work. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing too is there's grenades. So if we're talking in a PvP context, everyone's on a rift, you throw a grenade and it stops it. Like, it's a very hard and fast counter, and it works. So the Warlock exotics that are changing, or part of them anyway. Skull of Diarm Kara, increased super energy gain from Nova Bomb kills, and killing higher ranked enemies will grant more super energy. I think that's a good move because it makes that risk reward of using it on a big enemy worth it. You know,
it's like that. I just get flashbacks to Obsidian Mind in D1, right?
Yeah.
I think it's Obsidian Mind, where you just go into the Hellmouth and you throw a Nova Bomb at like Thrall, and you just instantly get your Nova Bomb straight back. That was good times.
Those were the days. All right, transversive steps, enhanced mobility, and after you sprint for a short time, your currently equipped weapon will be automatically reloaded. I didn't even realize Warlocks sprint. Given that they wear that like gown or whatever, I just assumed they just shuffled along. But anyway,
just the shuffle, Warlock shuffle, mate.
Yep. All right. So, what are your feelings on that? Are you happy with that? You're a Warlock now.
Well, this is the thing, right? Like, when I hear this kind of stuff, I just realize how much I neglected to even just bother like playing around with exotics in Destiny 2. Like in Destiny 1, I knew all of them. I knew all of the things that they did.
Yeah.
And I think it sort of goes to show sort of how forgettable some of the exotics were in Destiny 2. Like, you know, nothing when I first started playing really stood out. And for that reason, like, I never got to know the exotics that well. And it's only now that they're sort of having exotic perks, I'm like, oh, I probably will try that now. I probably will play around with that now. So, yeah.
Big change. And I think you're right in saying that, like, because some of the exotics themselves were underwhelming, the kind of importance of it. Like, most of the exotics, seriously, think about this. When you were playing D1 and you got an exotic for the first time, you probably already knew what it did. Like, you probably would. Where now it's like, oh, what's this? Unless it's one that you really know about, you're like, So I think it's definitely a good change. Anyway, diving into
to emphasize that, like, now that I've just made a Hunter on PC, I'm like, the only things I want is Wormhusk, Orpheus Rig, and Celestial Nighthawk. Do you know? Like, they were the only things that I wanted or knew about for exotic purposes because, you know, they're so functional.
Yeah, definitely. And you're a meta whore, so you'll just play on that. Get your Graviton Lance out too, mate.
And Radiant Flux.
All right, the Titans. Yeah. Rally Barricade no longer requires players to take cover to reload. That's a big one. It now feeds ammo from your magazine over time. So is it going to keep up, do you think? Is that the rate? Like, you are just pulling over continually? Time. Yeah, are you just going to be...
like, is this a buff or a nerf?
I can't tell, and that's why that's why I kind of said it to you. Like, I mean, look at it this way: if the ammo coming in from your reserves is
mate, you can teabag faster than over time. Put it that way.
If it's coming in quicker than you can fire them out, then you've always got full ammo. But I assume because they've said that it's not, and it might be like you eventually need to stop, rather than just the quick teabag and you're straight back into it.
Well, when I read it, I assumed that they're just saying you don't have to teabag anymore. You're going to get a reload. But
That's the overtime part. How
as you
much
said,
time?
if you-
Fuck.
How much time? But if you're using like Sweet Business, or if you're using something with a short clip, like okay, like a sniper rifle, is that enough time before we come back? I don't know.
Does it change based on the weapon? God damn it, we've got more questions than answers, Matt. I don't know what
Where's Sloth?
I have no idea. But he would have told us to move on by now. So in honor of Sloth, I'm going to do it. Mask of the Quiet One. You know, the one with the chains on the face, the really creepy one. Increased energy gain from incoming damage. That's pretty rad. While critically wounded, health will be granted for kills. So
that seems pretty strong, man.
In the right situation, it's very strong.
Because I remember like raiding and like in D1 and like getting the health regen on orb pickups and like making sure that I had orbs as like a safety net. But this is just like kills. This is like having fucking crimson on your head.
Basically, but the other thing is, how much health? Is it going to be like a third? Is it going to be half? Is it going to be 3/4?
Well, it doesn't say health regen, right?
No, so it says health will be granted. So
it's like this whole new mechanic that they've dumped in. A lump sum payment of health.
Yeah, straight to your face, just delivered health. No waiting for it, just bunk.
Yeah.
Who the fuck
What was the
knows?
What was the first perk again?
Increasing energy gain from incoming damage. So energy gain, I assume,
super energy?
Yeah, well, I mean,
or ability energy.
It just says energy.
Like, because sometimes you get grenade energy, or
maybe it's all
energy. It's just a spirit bomb. You're just fucking getting a spirit bomb together.
Yeah, maybe it's like to you in real life. It'll encourage you to get up off your ass and stop playing video games. You'll have full of energy. Just go and be productive. All right, let's move on to the grenades.
So what? You happy with that, Titan? You're gonna be taking off some.
Man, I'm
gear?
fine. I'm fine. I don't know. I mean, the kind of stuff that's my jam, like the Junies and all that sort of shit, they're not really mentioned. So I don't know if they've been ruined or not. I don't have anything to cry about yet. So, I mean, I'm interested to see if they change anything up with Skullfort. Because Skullfort with a one-hit fucking killed shoulder charge, is just literally going to mean that everyone's got it on and run around like a fucking ape, just shoulder charging everyone. Which I kind of like being a Titan, but I know that everyone else will fucking hate it, and I don't want everyone swearing at me about it. So let's just hope that maybe there's some kind of rejigging going on there. All right, grenades. Axion Bolt does increased damage, an increased amount of time it takes for tracking to lessen.
Hold on. Wasn't there a Saint 14 one? I don't have the run sheet in front of me. Wasn't there a Saint 14 helmet change?
Yeah, that was now grants. Oh, hang on, I skipped that for some reason because I'm very rude. Now grants allies an overshield for a short duration when they're passing through a ward of dawn. So we're back to like D1 bubbles, nearly. Remember how you had that overshield?
Dude, I like. So all you're going to be doing is this is what PvP is going to look like. Is there's going to be a bubble, then you're just going to see Titans running through it, and then one shot shoulder charging everybody with overshields. It's gonna have a martyr of Titans with overshields shoulder charging.
I'm in. I was stepping out of it into the blessing thing, you know, to then get more precision damage and having an overshield. Who knows? Anyway. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, sorry. On to grenades. Axiom Bolt, increased base damage. Increase the amount of time it takes for tracking strength to lessen. So it'll track better for longer.
Track longer.
Yeah. Fuck, they worded that weird.
I know. Opposite day, got him. Double negative.
I'm surprised that there's not like it'll do it at a chance.
It has a small chance to not track better for longer. What?
It has a small chance to track better for longer and lessen. Anyway, flashbangs, increase base damage, incendiary grenade, What? Incendiary grenade, increased base damage. Storm grenade, increased base damage. Scatter grenade, retuned range and fall off ranges for the detonations for more reliable damage. Fair enough. Magnetic fusion and flux grenade, increased base damage. Damage is now the same whether a target has been struck or simply walked over a grenade when detonating. Magnetic grenade now detonates a second time only if it's attached to a target. And the second detonation no longer only occurs on the grenade itself and will now be applied to each individual target hit by the initial detonation. So
to be honest, I read this and didn't quite understand it.
It's like a little bit of a chain going on. So it's not the grenade itself that explodes. It's the thing that it's attached to that explodes. I don't think it'll make all that much practical difference. Like if you stick
didn't it say whatever it did damage to, it explodes?
Hang on, I'm reading it again.
It
says, it doesn't say anything about damage. It says it will now be applied to each individual target hit by the initial detonation.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's initial damage.
I don't know, man. We're just gonna have to fucking
So what does it look like? You've got a group of people. You throw it in there. And one person and all three get hit by some splash damage.
And then they all explode.
That's what it sounds like.
That's what it sounds like.
They all blow up.
This is just ridiculous. Anyway. Skip grenade, increased impact damage of each skip drone impact for higher total potential damage. It's going to do more damage.
Look. All I'm saying is get your grenade mods and put as many grenade mods as possible on all your fucking gear and just spam grenades.
All I'm saying is you now die quicker from guns, so you need to die quicker from grenades as well.
Yes.
It's just balancing.
Yeah. That's basically
that jump in or
because
drop in time to kill.
How ridiculous would it be if if someone was coming at you and your grenades were so weak in comparison to your primaries, you just never would use your grenade. There would be no point in putting a sticky on someone.
Unless it's a deterrent.
If the time to kill was just stupidly short with your hand cannon, you just never throw a grenade.
Yep. All right. So Void Wall, increased damage of the initial Void Wall wave. So fair enough. Let's get into some of the quality of life stuff. These are cool. Swords will have the ability to accept shaders.
I hope there's a taken
What the fuck is that? I'll be back in a sec. Matt, you're on your own.
Okay.
Talk to the people. Tell everyone a story.
I've got to, as I said, I'm at my parents' place, so I don't have any of my logins, so I've just got to quickly go back to the run sheet on my phone, and I'll keep going on with that. But now that I've got you here, let's talk some law. Not really. The quality of life changes. Swords will have the ability to accept shaders. Cool. I was thinking, I hope. Do you reckon we'll get taken shaders, chat? That's what I want to know. Will we get taken shaders? Because I want to make everything taken. That'll look wicked. A little bit like Whisper of the Worm. Adding a timer to the status effect for Healing Rift, Empowering Rift, and Rally Barricade to communicate the time remaining before they expire. So a timer to the status effect.
I like that.
I don't really understand that. So you got to. I don't understand that.
It'll be interesting to see how it appears on your interface, but basically, it's like it'll show you
how long it's got left.
Yeah.
So if you put a, I don't even know how long they last for now. Put a Healing Rift down, and if you're standing in it from the moment it's put down, it will show the max time that a Healing Rift stays up.
Yep.
And it'll be counting down.
That's my
understanding. And then if you jump off it, the timer removes, but you jump back on it, and then you'll see how much time left that Healing Rift has.
Yep.
Okay.
I think it's useful. I think it's one of those things that, like,
I don't know. Is it useful? What's it?
Well, I mean, they're kind of like, when you look at like the Rally Barricade anyway, it decays, so it's kind of obvious in the look of it how, like when it's about to fucking die, because it all like cracks and all that sort of shit. But For
So how is
everything
it going to
else,
work? Like, just have to be in proximity, I guess.
I don't know. I don't know. I assume there'll be some HUD thing that'll be a pop-up, or whether it's in your bottom left-hand corner in your readout, or I'm not honestly not sure. But
Okay.
time will tell.
Hey, this
So,
next one's really freaking. This next
fucking
thing is
cool.
like, did they just slip this shit in? Like, I wonder if anyone noticed. Wanted escapees from the prison of elders will roam the open world. This is from the 28th, right, of August.
Yes. Everything.
But
here
they
is from
won't
the
drop
28th.
rewards. They won't drop rewards until the 4th of September.
So
So
basically,
does that mean
we're seeing a
Scorn? Does that
telegraphing
mean
event.
Scorn's been added? What?
Well, we're seeing a telegraphing event. It may not be the Scorn directly, because when you think about who's in the Prison of Elders, there's Hive, there's Fallen, there's fucking heaps of different enemies in there, right? But
Look along, fucking try and tell me the law, mate. Hey, I'll fucking tell you the law, all right? No, you're right. You're
Prison
fucking
of
spot
Elders
on. You're spot on, law.
Yeah.
Keep going. Like, you
Shush.
keep going.
No, that's fine.
So-
I've made my point. It's fine. They can fucking not have the whatever they are in. Who are the new ones?
Scorn, I just
That's
said.
it.
I just
Yeah,
told you the
literally, it was like
Barons.
2 minutes ago. Hopeless. See, that's my brain.
No,
Just-
so do you reckon this is gonna be like when they had the sword bearers and shit for that deal?
yeah, I do.
Remember when
Or
they
remember
invaded?
when we used to farm keys before House of Wolves, and I mean, obviously there doesn't appear to be any kind of farming aspect associated with it, but we're at least going to get to go out and fight them in some kind of like, oh shit, something's happened to the Prison of Elders. We're fucking, there's these enemies, the SKPs are everywhere. We've got to kill them. So I'm not sure.
It reminds me of the Siva, like ARG,
Yeah,
like the Siva outbreak. It reminds me a bit of that.
it'll be interesting to see.
I love how
anything
it's
more
just.
that comes along with it.
I love how it's just like a bullet point in like MISC.
Oh, this I've
by the way,
I've summarized bits of this, but yeah,
Mhm.
which is probably why it's in like
Yeah.
Spanglish or whatever fucking language.
no,
it's in.
I'm pretty sure it's just the bullet point in the TWAB as well.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're increasing the difficulty of lost sectors. Okay.
EDZ lost sectors will become 240 power. Do you care? I don't care. As a Guardian that's already at the end game, I don't give a shit. I'm already fucking 160 light above it, so cool.
Do you know what? It is such a fucking shame, man. Like I still haven't been into all the lost sectors. Sometimes I'll just stumble into one and be like, this was like really nice in here.
Yeah,
This
I know.
is like really cool in here. And I just think, fuck, it's a shame.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder, like, what the percentage is like of people that have actually seen them or like regularly do them or anything like that. I guess that's why they introduced faction rallies, because what a wasted asset. That's like, fuck. Some of them are so nice. All of them, actually, every lost sector I've been in is amazingly beautiful and creative, and almost has its own little story built into there, but you just never go in them.
It's a shame they're such an underused resource, and I can understand why they tried to increase that with faction rallies and whatnot. But I don't know. I think going forward, we're not going to see them be as much of a focus. It was kind of like one of those design elements they tried to introduce with D2 that didn't quite pan out the way they wanted it to. There's
Lost
I really
Sectors,
like the
honestly,
idea of
was
it,
like
but
Lost Sectors was my like most anticipated thing for Destiny 2.
Yeah.
And like I just can't really pinpoint why. It's got to be the reward why I don't bother doing them.
yeah, it's the
It's got to be
reward.
that
It's everything about
there's
Destiny
no-
is the reward.
is a reward.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I reckon that maybe they could tie shaders to them or something that wasn't of huge consequence. But
Put mods in there.
that'll get people in it.
specific, like you could grind certain Lost Sectors for specific mods or something. I don't know.
all right,
Cool.
moving on, the last of our little patch noting
Xur.
patch notes. Xur, old mate, his will is not his own, we know. Will no longer display a vendor icon on destination maps. I think that's fucking awesome, provided they're going to put him in some different spots. Otherwise, we already know where he is anyway. Will no longer be tied to flashpoints, so he could be on any planet at any week. I mean, it's just
Brace yourself, man. Brace yourself for Zer location videos to be coming back, baby.
Where is Zer?
I mean, I almost feel like it's too late for that change now. I always feel like, there's so many third parties that have websites with like all it is now is like, all right, now I just check an app before I try to find
Zer.
Zer.
Dude, there'll be fucking 30 different people will tweet it out within an hour of reset or whenever he fucking appears, and that'll be that. It's not. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being cynical, but I think it should have probably been that way from the get go.
It should have been that way from the start, and it's fine. It's fine.
All right. He has a clear purpose, but he cannot explain it. Forgive him. Faded engrams will only grant pre-forsaken exotics.
I like. Do you like? I like.
Well, it's going to make you want to go out and grind your little booty off to get whatever it is you want, right? That's a good thing.
Dude, it's ridiculous that, I only started like a hunter and a titan very recently, and I almost have all of their exotics. And I do not play Destiny that much because I've been so busy, especially like August, September is like crazy busy for me. And like, I have not played hardly at all. I haven't even done raids on the hunters or the titans. And I already have almost all the exotics. And that's just from buying them. I buy the ones that Zer sells, and then I buy a faded engram for each of my characters, like for the hunter, and like I'm almost there.
Yep.
So
I agree.
I'm excited for like exotics dropping. They're an exotic, and not everybody has them yet, and they're functional. And I'm excited for that.
Bring excitement back to exotics. It's good.
Yeah, like do you remember like when an exotic engram used to drop and you actually were like proper excited for it?
Yeah, dude.
Like,
fuck yeah.
You don't.
I still
you don't get that in Destiny 2.
It's a bit of a, like what's this going to be? Another pair of fucking Eon save gauntlets? Great.
The same thing you've already got.
Yeah, but hey. All right, so here's a little bit of what's going to happen on the 28th. So update 2.0 drops Tuesday the 28th of August at 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Destiny 2 will be offline from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So don't be planning on getting on then. Full patch notes regarding update 2.0.0 system changes will be found in the TWAB next week, so I assume. After this upcoming weekend, the Lest You Be Judged Trials Trophy will not be available. So if you really want that for some reason, jump in and get it this weekend. It's basically just to win a game and go to visit that blue lady, whatever her name is. I can't remember.
Isn't she just got an emissary?
Yeah. So if you want to go visit the blue lady, do it this week, which I imagine will be an incredibly painful thing if you are not an already seasoned Trials player, because there aren't many people playing it. Let's put it that way. But that is about a wrap of everything that was in the 12.
What's going to happen with the lore, mate? What's going to happen with, like, they're just getting rid of Trials of the 9? Nah, don't worry about it.
It's okay. It's whatever happens, Matt. We just got to go with it. We just got to, you know what? I promise that whatever happens, I'll be there for you. Matt, don't worry about the lore. It'll be okay.
Look, don't you think it's a funny thing, though, that, like, obviously Destiny's, like, the gameplay and modes are like tied to lore, right? Trials of 9, Trials of Osiris.
Yeah.
When one of those modes like fail, it's like, we need to find a spot to like tell the story of the 9 because
yeah, that whole channel's just closed.
There's sort of a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, where the fuck do they go now?
Yeah, and I think like when you look at it from the opposite perspective too, because Trials in D1 was such the pinnacle activity, and there was so much clout around people who were great at it and all of that, it kind of built up Osiris too. Like people were really into Osiris and all that sort of shit before Osiris, the DLC came out, because they were heavily invested in that part of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've gone for an hour and 27 minutes when there's two of us. Holy shit. How have we managed this?
We've done it.
We've done it. We've achieved. If anyone's in chat that's got any questions, if you want to lay them on us right now, we'll get to them. But soon enough, I'm gonna drop a little bit of something on everyone. I've been working.
That sounded way too sexual.
Yeah, I know. I did it on purpose. I can't help it. I'm just a walking, talking fucking.
Dude, I'm excited.
All right, so
you
a
want
little
to
bit of
stick around,
backstory
guys.
about
You want to stick around for
what I'm going to do is honestly I've been working on a video with Cayde. He's probably in chat. I saw him before for fucking forever now. But basically, once we found out that Cayde was getting a bullet through the noggin, we decided we were going to do a tribute. So I pulled together a tribute, one of my favorite songs ever, Ace of Spades by Motorhead. But I've kind of completely redone it, and it's now like a gunslinging Western song. I don't know how to explain it better than that, but instead of the usual closeout, we'll go straight into that. It's probably going to be a little bit depressing. It'll be a bit of a somber note to end the show on instead of our usual swearing and carrying on, but I don't know. I'm going to roll with it.
I can't wait. I've heard a little bit of it, so...
Yeah, I sent Matt some stuff through, so it's it was a labour of love. It took a long time, so I'll play it here first with my people. You know, you get the first roll at it. So there we go.
Boy.
Comment. Where was that comment that I saw? Sora, I want Kara in the game.
Why do you do this? Why do you do this kind of shit, like?
I didn't say anything. I just read out someone's question. I mean, it was more of a statement than a question, but yeah.
You're such a fucking shitster.
Yeah, I can't help it. I can't help it. I'm too scared to change the Discord, the OBS to the one with the actual chat on it. So that's why I haven't changed it, because God knows what'll fucking happen. We might get a zoomed in Matt's face again, and I found that deeply disturbing, and I don't want it to happen again. So I'll read your questions. I promise. Do I think Kara will be in the game? I see what we've done here, Matt. We've painted ourselves into a corner that we're not going to be able to get out of.
I'm well aware of that.
Yeah. I like dragons. I do like dragons. I'm a big fan of dragons. I support a rugby league team with dragons. So I hope that
I have been talking about Kara since whenever I read the lore card on Wish Dragons, right? I've been talking about that shit forever and imagining Kara in game, imagining having a line of guardians with Galahorns just locking onto a beast and taking them down with like cluster rockets, right? Wolfpack rounds. I've been imagining for a very long time, so that comes true.
That'll be pretty. I mean, we're kind of in this battle where they're constantly trying to figure out how to step up the game, right? Like Callus he arrives in this huge, big fucking gold ship, and it's it's so over the top. Like, how do they go on to top that? Or like, you look at the size of what's his name, the antacid from Eater of Worlds, and the guy in the middle that's the thing. Yeah. They're big encounters. So man, whatever we see in Forsaken, I think we can expect that it's going to be of a fair scope. So I mean, who knows? Yeah, no, but
here's the thing. I think that's why it's brilliant with like Aldrin, right? I think that is like, you get to the point where you're like, how do we go bigger? How do we get a bigger, badder monster? And you're like, well, put the biggest monsters in front of you, which is humans. So how about that?
Mate, you've come me to the core.
I think that was a really cool play by them to have an enemy that we can relate with to some degree, even if it's just from appearance or origin.
I agree. I mean, and it's we've touched on it before. I mean, you could probably have a fallen enemy that'd have somewhat similar impact if you fleshed out their backstory enough, which I hope is what they're doing with the Barons. But
yeah,
knowing that Aldrin fully understands the implications of what he's done makes him very, very easy to hate, and that's why it works, right? Like, know that he's a person and he understands that he's killed someone, and it's not like he's some fucking monster that's just...
Yeah,
anyway, we could waffle on for hours. I think we might hit the button pretty shortly, Matty. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I'll finish on people asking about Sov and Varix, and I think all of that's been confirmed in Game Informer already. Game Informer issue. It's confirmed. I won't say they haven't confirmed which characters are coming back essentially, and if you want to find out, you can definitely find it on Reddit as well.
Yeah, just don't. You know what? Just wait a week and a half. Just pretend Destiny doesn't exist.
You're so close now. You're so close.
Yeah,
if
you've come this far and you haven't spoiled anything for yourself, get your mobile phone, flush it down the toilet, order a new one to be delivered the day after Forsaken drops, and then you'll be sweet. You won't know anything and it'll be great. Just stay off the technologies. Don't talk to anyone. Shun everyone from your life. Stay away. Look at Sloth. Like, that is why Sloth is so aggressively antisocial, because he's just that worried about spoilers.
He probably was pissed at us for making him watch to try and turned off his own fucking power so he didn't have to do this podcast.
Yeah, it's true. Just out of spite. Fuck these guys. See Sloth out at the meter box. All right. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump into the song now, but I'll share a link through the course of it. I'm going to simultaneously set it off on YouTube so that you guys see it first, but then it'll be out in the wild. So if you want to watch it again, you can hit the link that I'll share. I'll probably share a tweet because I'm lazy like that and I've got one written already and I don't have to go and find it. But all right. Are you ready? Is everyone in chat ready? Matt, are you ready? I'm ready.
I'm ready, man.
A little bit nervous about this. I don't know why.
Do it, man.
Yeah. All right.
Do it.
Well, we've been Destiny Down Under, 2/3 of anyway, and we will see you the same time next week when we're a hell of a lot closer to getting our mitts on Forsaken. So,
oh baby,
oh baby, oh baby. As always, like and subscribe and all that other shit that Sloth normally says. And Matt, if you could give us some kind of awkward statement, jump on in.
Look. Look. Oh, man. I say some bad shit in my head.
Neo, you should just call out your mum. Call out, Mum.
I was like, I'm not coming for you. The law ain't coming for you. But my fucking mum, she coming for you. She got the Grimoire guards ready. She gonna fucking slap you in the face.
All right, here's a song about your favourite character getting shot in the head. Goodbye.
Coming home, Ace.